What's up guys, Anthony Jones here, and today I am super excited to share with you this moment as I unbox and unveil my brand new ePropulsion electric outboard. That's right guys, I got the Navy 3.0, I've got the battery to go along with it, I've got some other goodies and some other boxes. I've got everything here necessary to do a plug and play installation in my 14-foot John boat, the Top Gun John boat. I'm also going to be utilizing this system in my 12-foot John boat build as I continue that on my channel, so subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on that. Why electric outboard? Well guys, the Navy 3.0 is equivalent to 6 horsepower, which is a much needed upgrade over the small rear mount trolling motor that I was running on my John boat. Why do I need to upgrade? Well, I'm doing a lot of electric only reservoir fishing here in the great state of Georgia this year, and a lot of those are tournaments. When you're in a tournament, you want to have an electric outboard if you can, so I'm super pumped to get one. So let's get to unboxing guys. I'm going to go over some of the features and details of this system and what led me to ePropulsion to become my primary electric outboard source for both of my John boat builds. So thanks for watching.
I'm going to start by unboxing the ePropulsion Navy battery, and as this video continues, I'm going to chime in from time to time with some commentary to share some of the specs and details of what I'm actually unboxing.
I'm super excited to get this thing out because I've seen some images of it online, in particular on ePropulsion's Instagram page, which is actually ePropulsion. So check them out guys. This is a lithium ion battery. Okay, it's got a built-in battery management system. And this thing is sweet, dude.
The Navy battery is a 3042 watt-hour lithium ion battery, and it charges in 3 hours with ePropulsion's battery charger. It features a communication port, a power switch, aluminum housing, and heavy-duty handles. Also in the box was the communication cable. This will plug from the battery to the outboard and will translate real-time battery data that will in turn be displayed on the screen on the tiller control handle. I feel just seeing the speeds and how far I can go in each boat is really going to give me some cool statistics to share with you guys long term. I'm interested to see what it weighs out the box. It's obviously easy to pick up with one hand. Let's see what she weighs. Very interested to see. 68 pounds, guys. The weight of this battery was a big deal to me because at first glance, this battery looks massive. In fact, it's twice the mass size of my old 12-volt deep cycle. So I go from a 12-volt deep cycle with a small trolling motor to a 48-volt lithium ion battery with an electric outboard at roughly the same weight, guys. But now I get a higher mile-per-hour speed out on the water, as well as longer run times. And the big kicker, this battery charges in just 3 hours opposed to overnight charging. But even as great as all that sounds, it actually gets better because ePropulsion is coming out with a new series of batteries this summer called the E Series. They're actually going to be sending me an E80 battery, which is comparable to the battery you're seeing here in this video. But the E80 battery is 4,096 watt hours, as the Navy is just 3,000. Giving the E80 battery 33% more power output than the Navy battery, but the biggest deal is that the E80 battery will be half the retail cost of the current Navy battery. I'll let you guys know when I get it in because I'll be doing a video on it for sure.
Okay, moving on to the motor.
I'm unboxing the Navy 3.0, which is a 3 kilowatt input and equivalent to a 6 horsepower gas outboard. If you'd like to adopt a Navy electric outboard system, you'll need to purchase 4 parts: the electric outboard itself, the controller, the battery, and the charger.
Oh yes, there she is. Okay, got an accessory box here. Oh man, that thing is beautiful. It's equivalent to 6 horsepower. And it's direct drive, so there's no gearbox.
The Navy's direct drive, which makes it more efficient than a gas outboard, which loses power through the transmission shaft to the gearbox to the propeller. So less moving parts makes it more efficient. In other words, the motor directly drives the load. In fact, traditional outboard's gearbox can be damaged if the prop hits rocks or runs aground while running. But for the Navy, there's no issues as there is no gearbox, which makes it ultra reliable. Also, the Navy's maintenance-free and virtually silent, so you'll frighten less fish running quiet and spend more time on the water with the outboard out of the shop for maintenance.
Got it out of the box and set up on a sawhorse, and the first thing I noticed when I took this thing out is the paint finish, how the decal is clear coated over, so it won't peel off. The finish is really, really nice. Of course, their company colors are silver and blue.
More on the finish, the Navy outboard has 2 coats of protective finish over the high quality aluminum alloy that it's manufactured from. And so this motor is definitely saltwater ready. And everything just looks really well made as far as how it's all put together. And I got the short shaft model, guys. Obviously, it's got a blue prop because their colors are just kind of cool. Got it on the scale. 48.8 pounds. That's not bad at all. This thing's under 50 pounds. That's under 70 pounds. So you're under 120 pounds for the whole setup. Moving on to unboxing the accessory box. Inside the accessory box was a small toolkit for the outboard and battery terminals, as well as the power cable with the built-in kill switch, and then some battery terminals and power connectors. Here I am unboxing the ePropulsion battery charger, and again guys, I just wanted to reiterate that this charger charges the ePropulsion lithium ion batteries in just 3 hours.
This is the Navy battery charger, guys. It's got some fans built into the top to help it cool off as it charges your batteries. Again, battery charges in 3 hours. ePropulsion makes this unit specifically for their batteries. Pretty self-explanatory. Looks like a very heavy-duty unit. There's instructions in the box that I'll check out later for more features and details, but this just looks like a beefed up version of an onboard charger to me. And it's got some mounting holes in the bottom of it for mounting it onto the tiller handle. Oh man, look at that. That is pretty sweet, guys.
The Navy handle, it's got a 5.5-inch screen that's going to show you real-time battery life, input power, speed, and voltage. Obviously, it's electric start. I set the settings on my Navy tiller handle to show me my battery percentage left, my miles per hour, my distance traveled, as well as my power input. The tiller handle is also solar powered to the 5.5-inch display. Features a nice grip. What I thought was really cool about it is it Bluetooth or wirelessly syncs to the outboard itself, so there's no cables connecting it to the motor. It also features a kill switch, as you can see here, that's magnetic. Once it's installed, it runs, and once removed, it immediately stops the motor.
Okay, we'll start by turning the unit on. I've got my communication cable plugged in. Feeds down to the battery. Got positive and negative terminal. Feeds over through a kill switch up into the electric outboard. The battery has the battery management system. So we're just going to go ahead and turn that on. And you'll see these LED lights that indicate battery's on. Go ahead and turn the tiller control handle on. It's got accurate readouts of the power levels.
Address the main question I get from people, and that is, why electric outboard? Well guys, there's a lot of differences between an electric outboard and a traditional gas combustion outboard. There's pros and cons and advantages and disadvantages to both outboards, but for me in particular, the ePropulsion electric outboard, the advantages far outweigh the advantages of a gas outboard, and I want to briefly explain to you kind of my standpoint. All right, an electric outboard, some of the pros are obvious. Now there's one main one that is a big deal to me, and I'm gonna get to that last. But some of the advantages are, you know, they're quiet, they're clean, they're eco-friendly, maintenance-free, no exhaust fumes, and then of course the legality as far as where I fish some of the bodies of water here in the great state of Georgia are electric only reservoirs. To kind of segue off that, what better way to fish an electric only body of water as opposed to just a small trolling motor than a true outboard, something with some beef to it, something that can get up and go. And for me, the main reason is the competitive advantage of having an electric outboard in an electric only fishing tournament in an electric only reservoir. You can cover more water quicker, you can run longer, have longer run times on those bodies of water, and then higher mile per hour speed. So that's for me the biggest advantage of an electric outboard, is being able to hit these bodies of water that are electric only in a true performance oriented setup. I fished a tournament recently on an electric only reservoir. My co-angler actually caught big fish of the tournament, and we attribute that to this electric outboard. We were able to, on blast off, get away from the pack, get 3 miles up to the top of the lake, away from everybody, get into a cove first, and then my co-angler, Fire Ant Fishing, pulled out that donkey out of the brush and one big fish of the tournament. And so, you know, honestly, if it weren't for this outboard, we probably wouldn't have caught that fish. And so if you're into fishing and you want a competitive advantage, I stand true that this is a big deal and this will help you. After that tournament, man, I am sold on electric outboards. Okay, I went over some of the advantages of the electric outboard over like a traditional gas outboard, and even some of the advantages of an electric outboard over like a trolling motor setup. Let's talk about some of the disadvantages, because guys, there's a couple big ones. Number one is your distance or your run time. With an electric outboard, basically you can only go so far as your battery will allow you. Now these lithium ion batteries are awesome. I've been very impressed so far at the distance that you can get, but again, this is nothing compared to you know, something with a gas tank. You know, you could run wide open full throttle all day long as you've got gas in your tank. With these, you just can't do that. Now, if you want longer run times, then you could upgrade batteries. You could buy more batteries. You know, that's a lot of money to buy all those battery packs, and it adds a lot of weight to your boat. So definitely gas outboards have the advantage as far as your distance and your run time. Another one, and this is the biggest one I get all the time, is just the cost. Electric outboard, guys, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. They are not cheap. The technology is new. The lithium ion battery packs are not cheap to manufacture. They're very expensive to purchase. You know, you could go get you like a Mercury 6 horsepower for right around $2 grand, and then you could go get you this and you'd be right under $5 grand. And as far as cost goes, you know, there's always gonna be that argument that once you buy this battery, all you've got to do is charge it. And when you've got a gas motor, it's gonna require, you know, more maintenance over time. You know, you got to buy gas for it, spend a few $100s, you know, a year on gas. If you plan on keeping one of these long term, it'll eventually pay for itself. You're going to probably end up being in the same range of cost over a 5 to 10 year period. Again, I resort back to what I explained in the advantages. Still, even though the cost variance, the gas combustion outboard is not going to get me in the electric only fisheries. It's not going to get me in the electric only tournaments. It's just not going to get me where I need to go. And a trolling motor, again, it would do that. It could put me on the electric only bodies of water, but this gives me a distinct competitive advantage. To me, I'm sold on this setup over both of them, just because of what I in particular want to use it for. So to each their own. The system's not going to be for everybody, but if you're a serious boater that's got electric only bodies of water, or you got electric only fisheries and you really want to get into some competitive fishing, I would strongly encourage you to look at electric outboards. If you've got electric only lakes in your area for just pleasure boating, or if you're looking at fishing or competitive fishing, I feel this is the direction things are going to go, especially as these electric reservoirs become more and more popular as time goes on. So we talked about the electric outboard versus a gas outboard. We talked about the electric outboard kind of versus a trolling motor setup, pros and cons of all that. And I've recently started posting images and videos of this thing on the water on my social media, on my Instagram, which is AWJones. And you know, I got a lot of feedback, a lot of comments, and a lot of guys that were just like, hey man, I've never even seen this thing. I've never heard of ePropulsion. You know, what is the difference between ePropulsion and you know, some of the other electric outboards that are out there? I figured I'd throw in this video kind of the difference between this and another motor from a competitor in the same class. I just wanted to give you a straight comparison of this versus something else, kind of like a Silverado versus an F-150. The ePropulsion Navy 3.0 is a 6 horsepower outboard. It's running on an E Series 4096 watt-hour lithium ion battery, and it's priced at $4,900. Everybody's heard of Torqeedo. If you're kind of into bass fishing or electric only fishing game, Torqeedo makes a motor that is called a Cruise 2.0. The Cruise 2.0 is a 5 horsepower, so it's 1 horsepower less than the Navy. It runs on a 3,500 watt-hour battery, which is about 600 watt-hours less than the E80 battery from ePropulsion. Biggest difference, guys, is the cost. Torqeedo Cruise 2.0 with everything you need to plug and play install is going to be right at $7 grand. Navy 3.0 with everything you need to do a plug and play install is just under $5 grand. So it's a $2,000 difference. That's where they were last time I kind of did a comparison. And there's some other ones I'm not including in that comparison because they don't make their own battery pack, so I don't feel that it's fair to be able to include them. That's kind of where I'm at on that. I just want to share that. Again, I'm not saying one or the other. You see what I'm running, but that's it. So I appreciate you guys checking that out and checking out this video. Stay tuned for future content, guys. We're going to get this thing out on the water. We're going to do some review stuff. We're going to fish some tournaments with it. I've got a lot of stuff coming with this motor. Again, I've already fished with this on my boat, and I'm truly impressed at this point. I have nothing but good things to say about it, and so it's all going to come in future videos. So thanks for watching.